Hi, Rob here at the Rec Shop, and today we're going to take a look at the Yakima OffGrid rooftop cargo basket. Now this is the large version. There's also a medium available, and we should have a video of that linked to in our description below. But we're going to take it from the box to fully assembled. So you see this is a pretty large basket. It's really well made and well featured. Has additional crossbars on it, low profile hardware, wind fairing that can be removed if you don't need it. If you want to haul something that is nice and long, you can remove the fairing pretty easily and carry your cargo. Also available is an extension. Go over more details on that in a minute. So real quick, we'll give you the dimensions of this box. 8.5 by about 51 and 31.5, and it weighs about 50 pounds. So if you are having this delivered to your work and needing to get it home, it is quite sizable, and you might need a hand to load it in the back of your vehicle. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna get this off the table. And we'll get it unpacked and put it together. Okay, so I'm trying to open the flaps easily, but these are glued down pretty well. So I'll take my handy box opener. If you are using a box opener, just be careful and not to cut through the box into the basket. If you stay right by the edge, you should be pretty good. And angle the blade up. Oh yeah. Okay, and apologies in advance if you hear me sniffling. Pollen allergies are super bad right now, especially we have the garage doors open, so everything is just kind of blowing in and causing havoc. All right, so that box there has the crossbars and some hardware. Go ahead and take out the two halves. Go ahead and take them out of the plastic. Okay. There's some tape, so you need to cut that. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and mount it upside down on the table so we get to all the mounting points, or the connection points, a little easier. So if you're watching this, you might already have purchased your basket and just looking for assembly help. But if you're still shopping, yeah, this basket's a really great option. And you might ask yourself, well, why choose a basket over maybe an enclosed cargo box? It's a great question, and you know, they each have their own purpose. Cargo boxes are great for additional luggage or things you may need to keep out of the elements, whereas a basket like this is great for maybe bigger, bulkier hardware or gear, like coolers or large storage lockers, things like that. Okay, so we've got all that unpacked. Got your manuals here, and just to point out, two halves are different sizes. So per the instructions, the front is gonna be your larger size, the rear is the shorter bit. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get this brown box from before and get our hardware out. Okay. There's all your mounting hardware. The one on the bottom is for the fairing. The red portion here, that's for actually connecting the two halves of your baskets. We got one crossbar. Stick that below. We'll put that on last. Second crossbar. So the crossbars are a nice accessory that come with it. Those allow you can actually add another accessory on top of the basket for really ultimate carrying capacity. So if you do like a bike mount or a kayak mount, something like that. But honestly, in our experience, those crossbars are really great for helping secure cargo, keeping it from shifting around. So you can actually use those as sort of a brace for like your cooler or something like that. Or you can just remove them all together and have a nice big open basket. So up to you, but they are included. All right. So the fairing, actually we'll go ahead and throw that down below. Do that last. Get our hardware opened up. I'm using a box cutter, but for this, a pair of scissors would probably be best. Okie dokie. All right, so you have these two red couplers, a couple Allen wrenches, hex wrenches, your assorted bolts, and then these connecting plates. So I'll give you a closer look at these. So they do have a specific shape, and they do want them going a certain way. So they're gonna be sitting like this in the basket. Right here, right here. And then your couplers have a shape as well that's going to connect them right here. Make sure the hole's facing the right way. Put it on this side. All right. So when you get your bolts, you're going to have 4 that are connected. So you just unthread these, and these are going to go into the red coupler. And then you're also going to have 4 that are just kind of your standard bolt, and those are going to go into these plates here. So we'll go ahead and get that started. Get this one started. Okay, and can get these connected. We got to line up the couplers on the far end, these plates, and the coupler on this end. Sandwich that together. Get that started. Get this started. So you want to make sure you get them all started first before just putting one in, tightening it down, because you may need to shift things around a little bit to help it fit a little better. Okay, so 2 there, 2 over here. All right. These are pretty straightforward, just kind of sandwiched together and they meet in the middle. Get those started. You might have to wiggle them around a little bit to help find the other half. And if you use the tool, that might help you as well. But I just do those finger tight. Okay, on this side, do the same thing. Already got both of those started. Get these in here. Yeah, see, so I have to pull this together to help get this nut in there. There we go. That one's gonna be a little tricky. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out. Can. Sometimes if you turn the coupler around, it makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Well, let's try this. I'm gonna try to use the Allen tool to help strain it up. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Okay. All right, so yeah, sometimes you run into these issues and it's binding up a little bit. So I'm just gonna use the wrench to try to wiggle it out. You can probably fast forward this part if you want. All right, I'm gonna undo this one so I can spread it out a little bit. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes in the assembly game. Yeah, sometimes the tolerances are a little bit off. Generally you're good to go, but this one's just slightly off and it's causing that to be bound up. So I just gotta get that loose. Oh, okay, got it out. Just push it up through the bottom. All right, try to flip this around. Okie dokie. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay, so that side was giving us trouble and we had to stop anyways because we had some customers come through. So thanks to movie magic and editing, we're gonna pick up right now. So we've actually able to go ahead and secure that end that was giving us trouble. Just had to work it back and forth a little bit and was able to get that tightened up, but we still have the rest to go. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So actually we'll need both wrenches. Place one on the top side, one on the bottom, and tighten that up. Make sure that's good and firm. Again, you got two on each coupler. All right, couplers are tight. Now we'll go ahead and tighten these connecting plates. All right, you can go tall with the Allen to get the bulk of that thread out, and then we'll turn the hex tool, I should be calling it, sideways, horizontal. Get that final tension there. That's good. That's good. I'll just reach over here. And while I tighten these, you do have two hex tools here, but one is not like the other. One is actually a hollow tool, and that's for your security bolts on the crossbar. So we'll go over that in more detail here in a few moments. Okay. Okay, so there you go. Effectively, the basket's ready to be used now. You don't need to put the fairing on. You don't need to put the crossbars on. We'll flip it over now, but if you want to, you can go mount it on your crossbars and be ready to rock and roll. There we go. Okay. So you see it's a really sizable basket. The hardware is super easy to use and low profile. It uses a rubberized stainless steel band that wraps around the bar. So no more of the big, thick underbar brackets. It's a real thin band. So it's definitely better roof clearance. So if you have bars that sit really low to the roof, greater chance of it working. Maybe if you have a sunroof, there's better clearance there, but typically when you have accessories on your roof, you don't want to open up an exterior opening sunroof or panoramic roof. Nice upgrade for this basket as well. Go ahead and loosen that up. The hardware slides on a track, so it's micro adjustable. So while some of their other baskets are adjustable in fixed increments, you can actually fine tune this in and out. So anywhere from 30 inches to a 38-inch crossbar spread for this particular unit. So, and I'll show you how this hardware works on the other unit so you can see a little bit easier. All right. I'm gonna drop the basket. Okay. That's gonna be tricky. Hopefully you can see this. So you've got this panel here, slides out. That allows you to flip up this bracket, and then the strap comes unanchored. So then you would hook the strap underneath your load bar. You'd re-anchor it. You'd re-anchor it, flip it down, make sure that's cinched. This needs to be very taut, and that way, that's actually what's gripping to the load bar. There's a wheel down here where you can adjust the tension in or out. So once you've got the right tension, that closes with a nice kind of firm closure. You can slide this plate back into place. That prevents this from being lifted. So if you've noticed these little circles on the mounting hardware, those are points for Yakima SKS locks. So they're not included because they're optional. You don't need them. They don't have anything to do with the way it holds to your bars. It's strictly a security element. So you can add those. A 4-pack would cover all 4. Really what we do is tend to do a 2-pack, or if you're doing a Yakima crossbar system, you can get a 6-pack, 4 for the base rack and 2 for the basket. Kind of do them opposite corners, and that way there's at least one piece of hardware locked down to each load bar. Yeah, so from here, we'll go ahead and add on the front fairing. Slide that to give some room over here. All right. Get our fairing pack. Open it up. Okie dokie. All right, so you've got these brackets here, these clips, and 2 of them are different than the other ones. So here's the difference here. So these 2 with this little shaft coming off, these are going to be at the top corners, holding in the rod that's on the back of the wind fairing. I'll show you that in a second. You've also got these little push pins that come with it. Open the fairing pack. All right. So again, the fairing doesn't have to be used, but it does help quiet it down and help with aerodynamics. So a real nice fairing. Plastic on this end. It's not included on the part with the fairing, with the logo. But here on the back side, you can see the tube that I was referring to, this rod here. All right, so what we'll do is go ahead and get this hook just kind of loosely hooked on here. Oops. Okay, and you insert that with the hole on top because that's where a push pin is going to connect the fairing to that bracket. So we'll go ahead and fit the rod on the back side. There. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and clip this in. There we go. If you've seen our video of the medium version, I feel like that went a lot smoother. This is just such a large basket. A little more awkward to manage. Okay, so I've got, excuse me, I've got the rods installed and just clipping this to the bar. Squeeze it there. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. Now we're going to go ahead and insert these other clips. These are going to go in the bottom. And you'll see per the holes where they need to go. And they will end up on the back side of the fairing. Of course, that's if you're looking at it from the outside. Okie dokie. So we've got that in place. I'll just start in this corner. Just push in the pin into place. Make sure the fairing is connected to the back bracket. You can push in on that little screw. Or if you have a screwdriver, you can use the screwdriver to help screw it in. But you can push it in pretty easily. So I'm going to have to shift this up a little bit so I can match the bottom holes. Boom, there we go. All right, put that in there. All right, so now that's in place. I'm gonna go ahead and clip this. There we go. All right, and then just repeat for the remainder. There we go. All right, clip it in. There we go. I'm just gonna clip those in after the fact. We'll just keep on going. One more in the corner. Boom, there you go. Fairings installed. Of course, you actually want to remove the plastic before you do the push pins, but it's easy enough. You can unscrew that with the Phillips, take those out, remove the plastic, put those back in, and then you're good to go. Okay, very last thing we have to do is put the crossbars on, but let me go ahead and give you a measurement. So from the edge of the fairing here to the end of the basket, 47.5 inches. And we'll go ahead and measure side to side. That's 46.75 inches. And actually, if you want from the edge, the inside edge of the front of the basket to the inside edge of here, 49 7/8, just a hair underneath 50 inches. And then from here to the top of the rail, yeah, you're looking about 4 5/8, 4 3/4 inches. Okay, and for the crossbars, I mentioned before, you've got a special hex wrench. Give you a closer look. So you can see here, it's a hex with the center bit, and then you have this wrench here that's hollow. So that's gonna allow you to slip that in. So it's a theft resistant type of fastener. So that way you have to have a special wrench to try to borrow it from somebody. What we'll do is go ahead and unscrew this. Got the bolt. The same over here. Okay. All right, and from here you can place them anywhere along the top. You're probably going to want to measure them out to make sure you put them evenly, but we're just going to kind of throw these on for now, just right here. All right, fine, we'll do it properly. From the edge of the fairing to the back end of the bar, do 10 inches. Then you get this little guy. That's going to slip on over here, so like that, gripping onto the bottom of the basket. that started. Actually, I'm just gonna crank it down while I'm over here. All right. Again, I'll give you complete specs, weight, and bar length, crossbar spread that you need. Just here in a second at the end of this video. We're almost there. Okay. Fairing into the bar, 10 inches. Whenever you're measuring out bars or whatever it is, you definitely want to find a hard point. You don't want to use a radius, you know, if at all possible. End point, a hard point is definitely what you want. It gives you the most accurate reading. Okay, that one's cranked down. All right. Final crossbar. I'll just rinse and repeat. Loosen the bolt. On both sides. Yeah, another riveting rack shop video, I know. But hopefully this is useful. Take a crossbar. Let's see. Measuring tape. So we'll go ahead and stick this towards the back, and we'll do a healthy 30-inch crossbar spacing. Of course, this can always be readjusted, move around, taken off, so set them wherever you like. If it doesn't work out, just readjust them. Easy breezy. Okay. Such a large basket. Maybe, if I hadn't mentioned already, you can get an extension for this, creating an even bigger, larger basket. All right, 30 inches. Okay, all right. Okay, we are all done. So we'll go over some quick specs on this. The usable length of the load bar, 42, call it in 3/8. That's inside to inside. Giving you the basket measurements, but if you want that again, fairing to the end of the basket, let's see, 47 3/8, 47 1/4. And then inside to inside, just under 50, so 49 7/8 inch. Let's go side to side. So side to side, inside to inside top, 46 5/8. So there is a curvature on the bottom. So let's see, I'll go from the flat inside here across, 42 5/8. And again, it does go a little bit wider here, but there's a radius, so that might affect your placement of gear or measuring it out. So anyways, again, this is the Yakima OffGrid Large. There is an extension that adds 18 inches of length to it. So this is about 49 pounds as is. Your mounting hardware can go from anywhere from 30 inches to 38 inches. If you do get the extension, that's going to change it quite a bit, from 36 inches at your minimum crossbar spacing to up to 60 inches crossbar spacing. And then you do also add on another about 13 pounds for that. So, an overall carrying capacity, 165 pounds. Believe, I just all of a sudden forgot, but if it's different, we could put a graphic on the screen, right? If it to change, yeah. So if it's not 165 pounds, we'll put a graphic on the screen giving you the exact weight capacity. But double check your roof rack, make sure your rack can handle the weight of that and the weight of the basket, and then use the smaller of the two numbers. So again, this was another thrilling rack shop video. So this is the Yakima OffGrid. Click the link in the description below for more details, pricing, and purchasing. Rackshop.com. If you have any questions, shoot us an email, give us a call, or swing by the shop. Love to show you this in person and go over the option that's going to be best for you. So that's about it. Like always, thanks for watching.